Okay, so I had to put the video on pause because that part coming up the hill was like a 45 degree angle. I couldn't, I had to focus. I couldn't talk and hold the camera and climb up there. Yeah, which is pretty cool. Now as you can see, we're going kind of like a downhill now. That was the first break that I took. So I want to say that might have been like, you know, the 2 mile point. Yeah, so getting back to Cambodia. The tour guides and whatever literature that you read at the hotels, they advise tourists not to give money to those kids on the street because sadly, like 80% of them are all run and controlled by gangsters. These thugs go around and collect the orphan kids, teach them basic English, and have them go around begging for money from tourists. And once you give one child some money, then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, out of the woodworks, all like another 20, 30 of kids just surround you and try to pickpocket you and beg you for money. But I mean, for me, it's okay. But the point is that when you give them money, it fuels the thugs to continue with that business, to go around and get more kids, put them to work on different areas. Yeah, so they advise us not to give money to those kids, but and you can identify them too. Those kids had clothes on. They looked like they were fed. They came up to me and they said, "Oh, please, I'm hungry. Can you buy me something?" So I took a couple of them to like the corner store, and I told them, got them some food. And then they started saying, "No, I don't want that. I want this." And then when they started grabbing a whole bunch of stuff, so you could tell that those were a part of that organization. But getting back to those 3 orphan kids I saw on the street in the rain, I'll put up the picture. I took a picture of them. What I saw was the older one had a styrofoam like takeout food, and it was just rice and like steamed vegetables, like stir-fried vegetables, something like that. And I'm pretty sure they weren't related, but the older one put a spoonful of food in the second older one, and then he took another spoonful and put it into the baby's mouth. But the expression of that baby, the facial expression of those kids when they had a mouthful of food, I can't ever forget that. So what is it all about? You can't save the whole world. I know, I understand. You can't save the whole world, but what is it really about? I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to point fingers at anybody. But as for me, I want to spend the rest of my life and whatever finances that God blesses me with. I'm going to spend the rest of my life just doing what I can to clothe, to feed, and to yeah, that's what I want to do with my life. I know a couple of pastors, one in particular, Pastor Chun. Oh, I've known him for 30 years. He was the founder of the Presbyterian Korean Church up in Hopkinton, Massachusetts. He ministered there for 30 plus years. And when it came time for him to retire, when retired he did, another pastor came and took over, and I haven't seen him in a long time, but this past year, when I was up in Boston working on a couple projects, he came back, and I had learned that he retired and he went to Phnom Penh, Cambodia, of all places. To work as a missionary. And what he said was much respect. He said, I spent my entire life serving God. So after I retire, what am I going to do? Stay home and just grow old? No. He said, I'm going to spend my last living day serving God, because that's all I know. And he picked Cambodia because that part of the world, Southeast Asia, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, it's a very, very Buddhist country. So he's out there literally in the jungles, and he said he's going to do that until he dies. So once my Mega Millions jackpot comes in, I'm going to financially support those missionaries out there. Coming to another hill, I got to turn off right now.